Results are finally matching performances. We had a stretch where it looked as though we would draw every single game, and no matter how good we'd play, we wouldn't win. But now that's 4 wins in a row, 3 in the Premier League. We've got Sunderland coming up at home, we've got Middlesbrough coming up at home, West Ham away, I think, and then Liverpool. So I think this run can continue, and we've been playing like a top 4 side for most of this season, but we just haven't been able to close out games for whatever reason. But we finally found a formation, a set of players, a balance that seems to work. And as I say, performances are meriting the results, and the results are finally meriting the performances, and long may it continue. Like Man City have Arsenal tomorrow, so at least one of the top 4 is going to drop points, if not 2. And I think Man City also play Liverpool, I think they play them on New Year's Day. So there's a chance for us to break into the top 4 very soon. But even if we don't, we'll slowly climb the table, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions. And I think we will finish in the top 4. But of course, getting a little bit ahead of myself. I mean, we are 6th at the minute, level on points with Spurs, who have a game. And of course, I've already mentioned the Manchester City game. We're 3 points behind them at the minute, but they have a game in hand. And we just need to keep plucking away, ignore what the teams above us are doing, and just focus on getting the wins, which is what we've done recently. A very solid performance, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic has another 2 goals. So that is 16 goals for Ibrahimovic in all competitions. I think it's 10 in the Premier League, and considering all the people writing him off. I mean, I did criticise him when he went on the barren run, I think, of 6 games where he didn't score. But I also tweeted out that I believed in him, and I generally thought he would prove to be the player we all know he is. And an interesting stat is the last player to score this many goals this early for Manchester United in terms of their first season at the club was Ruud van Nistelrooy back in 2002. So he's finally becoming the player most of us all knew he could be, and it's not bad for a 35-year-old past it flop player who can only play against farmers in League One. So I'm very happy with it, and he was free. He was free. So it was a great finish from a wonderful move in the first half. Less than 5 minutes played, I think, and Pogba switches the play. That's one of his better things. He's a strong midfielder who can switch the play very, very good, and of course he's got a hell of a lot of other aspects to his game. But he switched the play. Valencia, quick pass through to Lingard, who made a great run, and it's a first time cross, pinpoint perfect cross from Jesse Lingard. Definitely his best cross in a Manchester United shirt, on a plate for Zlatan Ibrahimovic to head it past Foster, and 1-0 quickly as you like. We could have made it 2-0 straight after. I think Lingard crossed it in again, and Rooney was a bit unlucky, went out for a corner. But I think the next big chance was Rooney again, and Lingard played him in. Rooney smashes it, but Foster with a great save off the bar. And I think West Brom had their only chance, really their only real chance in the entire game. Was, I think, a Phillips cross to a Rondon header, and he was unmarked. You expect him to score that. Thankfully he didn't, he put it wide. But apart from that, West Ham didn't really have too much. And I know it's West Brom and they're known for defending and everything, but this season they've been fantastic, particularly in attack, with Phillips, with Rondon, with Brunt, with Chadley. I mean, they're 7th. They're literally just behind us in the table. I mean, they're 7 points behind us now. But still, they've had a fantastic season, and that isn't an easy game away at the Hawthorns. I think we've usually draw or lost. I think in the last 6 times we've played West Brom, we've either drawn or lost 4 of them, and we've only won 2. So it was important to get this win, and it was an important win. Well, I've just said that, but anyhow, Lingard should have made it 2 in the first half as well. He burst through, and this is what lets him down, is finishing. He did the exact same thing last year in November against PSV. He had pretty much the same shot when it was 0-0, blasted it over, and he did that today against West Brom, but thankfully it didn't cost us in this game like it did in that one where we went out the Champions League, probably because of that 0-0 draw against PSV. But anyhow, in the second half, it was another Ibrahimovic goal, and he kind of chips the ball forward and volleys it, and he gets a bit of luck. It deflects and goes around the goalkeeper, but that's, as I say, 16 goals for Ibrahimovic, 10 in the league. I think he's on a run of 11 goals in 10 games or something for Manchester United. So he's finally showing exactly why we wanted him and why we were so excited that he'd come into the team. all of Mourinho's signings have been terrific, and that proves he knows what he's doing. Been a bit unlucky with Bailly, getting, a couple of injuries, but hopefully after AFCON, if he does go there, he can, regain his place in the team, because he was absolutely phenomenal when he came in. Mkhitaryan, again, a bit unlucky with the injury, took time to get into the team, but when he did, I think it's 4 man of the matches out of 5 games, and I generally think he can still be our player of the year, even though half the season's almost gone. He's that good of a player. I generally think he can, as long as he gets that consistency, which he would have got if he didn't get injured, but hopefully he's back for Sunderland. Pogba, for all the criticism, he's one of the best midfielders in the world, hands down. I think he's had more goals for us than he did at Juventus last season at this point, and I know he cost 89 million, and that's why everyone expects him to do wonders every single game, but he's controlling the games. He's a strong midfielder. He's breaking up play. He's finding good through balls. I think he's had the most through balls in the Premier League so far, and it just took him time to gel into the team, but now we've got a balanced midfield of Carrick, Herrera and Pogba. He's playing on the left-hand side of a 3-man midfield, which is where he plays best, and yeah, he's doing exactly what we want him to do as Manchester United fans, and he's bringing it back a bit. He's got the flair and everything, and he's got the capabilities, but he's doing the simple things, and he's making the right decisions. And yeah, I really couldn't care what people think. He's world class, and if you disagree, then you're just wrong. I'm sorry, you're just wrong. So yeah, he's been a terrific signing as well. And Ibrahimovic, 16 goals. We couldn't really want more from a striker at this stage in the season. 16 goals. If you'd have said that to me with 1 game left in 2016 against Sunderland, for our striker to have 16 goals, I'd have taken it. No problems, because our high scorer last season was Martial with 17. And I think Ibra could potentially overtake that before 2017. We've got a game against Sunderland, of course. And yeah, it's at home, and we've been really good there. So yeah, let's just build on this. Ignore the results, and just keep plucking away. Keep getting the wins that we deserve to get. And yeah, I'm sure we'll finish in the top 4 come the end of the season. Maybe even second. We're literally, I think, 7 points off second, and we're 6 points off 4th. Well, we might be 3 now, but there's games in hand, so we might be 4 off second or something. Anyhow, we are literally 1 point difference between 4th and 2nd, so we can fight for 2nd. I think Chelsea have won the league already. Like, they're on a straight run of 11 wins, and it's going to be really, really hard to dismantle them. But hopefully we can fight for the title next season. But generally, the difference between 4th and 2nd is so minimal that we can easily get 2nd, as long as we keep getting the performances and the results that our performances, for God's sake, the results that our performances merit.